Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Um, I did a quick poll of chat during the break, and it seems that everyone is happy that Frank died and Tyrus is born. So,
Tyrus hype,
yeah,
17 charisma hype.
yeah,
I don't know that I'll be able to live up to the. Is it
expectations.
18 charisma? Chet Manning.
Well, no one can live up to. I mean, Chet Manning's got like 19
Seriously,
charisma or
in all
something.
of my years, I think it's only 18. I mean, it can't
I mean,
be.
he's
It
got
seemed like
18, but he's played
yeah. In
so
all of my
well.
years of playing D&D, I don't think I've ever seen 18 charisma role played that well.
That Chet Manning is beautiful. I'm gonna try and make sure we can get him back for this next episode of Shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm there. Shenanigans this week.
Good, good, good.
Redeem myself for getting everyone killed, at least emotionally. So, Tyrus, speaking of
Yes.
killing emotionally,
What do
is
you?
strutting southwest towards the gate of town
Okay.
in search of nightshade, and lots of it.
Okay. You are walking through town when a man steps in front of your path. He's armed with a rapier at his side, and he seems a little
How
bit
far in
timid.
front of my path does he step?
Maybe 15 feet in front of you.
Sorry. Okay.
And he's clearly stepping in front of you and looking you down, and he says, "You there! Who are you to this land?"
Sheathe your blade, son.
It actually is sheathed currently.
Oh, it
Is
is
it?
sheath.
Is that?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Sorry.
at his side.
Well, good. Who?
Who are you to this land?
This land. This land was always ours, but it's been a long time, and I sort of give the dirt a nice nudge. The lady's going to love it. I can already tell.
You sicken me. He draws his rapier. In the name of all that is holy in this world, I shall
I
smite you.
I like shift my shield. So I've got a shield like
Mhm.
probably on a rope or something tied around my back. So I rotate to start pulling that
Yeah.
into my
Let's
onto my arm.
let's roll initiative.
As I'm still talking, like
You can talk, but he's rolling
yeah.
initiative. So
Uh, well, so I guess I think it takes a full round to put on a shield.
I think you can. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's first look at the initiative of a rapier. 4. Um, shield. How do we shields?
Donning a shield, I guess, is the question. Like, do I have it on before he hits?
I don't know where it says talks about time to put on weapons.
Armor. Getting in and out of armor.
Yeah, it would be getting. Are you looking at the player's handbook?
Yeah, that's probably about the combat tactics as well.
Well, I can't find it in the combat and tactics. Did it not say in the player's handbook?
No, it talks about getting in and out of armor, and it does 1 minute per AC. So I assumed that it would be 1 minute for a shield. I know in later editions they define it as like an action.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the whole round.
I think I remember reading somewhere that shields are supposed to actually be strapped to your arm. It's
Yeah.
not just like grabbing them. So I'm going to say that to properly put on a shield, you not only have to pick it up, but you have to like tie it to your arm because that's how the
So
shield
that's what I
is
was
used.
starting to do.
Okay.
So I think that's going on this rest. So it takes a full minute. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Of no other actions, or a minute before it's effective?
A minute of no other actions. I would say if you're trying to put on a shield in combat, then you're going to forego any other attacks. Um, yeah, you'll just basically have to stand there putting on your shield. You'll give up a
Okay,
round
I
of
don't think
combat.
that's happening. I'm going to change my initiative modifier to +8.
Okay.
So I go at 12. I am just like, I see him drawing his rapier, charging. I just drop the shield that I was fumbling with and just go straight for the sword and bring it crashing down with 2 hands.
All right. He
So
goes
4
first.
+ 8 is 12.
He goes first. He thrusts with his rapier, and it goes wide to the side as you back out of the way.
I don't back out of the way. I drew him right where I wanted him. So I stand my ground and he misses. And I bring my blade crashing down atop his head, ? Is he armored?
He has no armor on.
Is
a
he
little bit on the-
particularly dexterous?
He is pretty nimble. He tries to dodge out of the way, but it doesn't go too far as the blade crashes down upon him.
Additionally, now that he's closed, if he is particularly good, he will feel my aura of fear, reducing his AC by 1. My aura of dread. Sorry.
He does feel your aura of dread. Are you using your... Okay, yeah.
I'm
4
using my
damage.
bastard sword, 2-handed.
The blow catches him in the shoulder and cuts deeply across his breast.
So can I tell when
howls
my
with
aura
pain.
is affecting a creature? Sort of like a sneaky way to do a detect good?
No. You're going to have to use contextual clues to figure that out. You can detect good unlimited times per day, though, right?
Yes. I think it takes a round or something, though.
Yeah, it takes some
You have to
concentration.
declare it.
Initiative for next round.
Whew,
The
9,
streets,
as quick as I can go.
The crowd start to back up around you, a circle forming. Jeers and shrieks and howls, chanting, "Ah, fight, fight, fight!" And some people on the side start taking bets. You go first, actually.
All right.
12 initiative is.
Yeah. So I lift my sword up and take a step back and sort of circle the crowd, opening up a little bit of a circle for us and circle my victim.
Okay. The crowd tries to back up as far away from you guys as possible.
It appears the people want blood.
Your blood.
Chad isn't... maybe a little bit of clamoring for fight. All right. So I dive at him. Apparently I take his jeer to heart, and I whiff.
You whiff. He steps out of the way gracefully and
Actually, if he does have dex, that's a miss. But if he doesn't have dex, I guess you can't have AC worse than 10, right?
Nope.
Okay.
He dances nimbly out of your way, and even if he didn't have, that would be a 9 AC, you still wouldn't have hit.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
After nimbly dodging your attack, he comes to skewer you in the side as you fumble past him. What is your armor class?
Studded leather 13.
Ooh, he skewers your studded leather and does not go home. It gets stuck in your armor and he yanks it out as you stumble
Bounces
past him.
off one of my metal spikes.
You turn to face him and he stabs at you a second time this round.
While I stab at him a second time.
Not this round.
Yes, this round.
You are not a single class fighter. You cannot say.
I have expertise or something. I have 2 slots. I don't get the bonuses to hit and damage, but I get the attacks.
Okay, make your attack before he makes his then, please.
Yeah, I missed another 8.
Okay.
I think it's called expertise.
It's called expertise. He stabs you with his rapier. Your armor class is 13.
Yeah.
He crits you with his rapier. Give me a saving throw versus death.
Crits me with this rapier. He's got to have at least plus... Oh, a single crit. Yeah.
Single crit, yeah. You take...
Right, saving throw versus death.
Oh, let me make sure that's the right die size.
Crap. Nope, I fail even with my +2 paladin bonus. +2 OP bonus.
Yeah. You take 5 points of damage.
That's lucky.
Were
numbers fudged?
No, of course not. Um, 2d4 for severity. God, it's the worst d4 in the world. I don't even know why I keep it. 4 severity, location 8.
That could actually be something.
Something minor.
Yeah.
Piercing versus humanoids. 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 That is your left arm. Hand struck, weapon dropped, minor bleeding, no effect on shield arm.
Good thing my right arm has a hand on it.
All right, so you
So
just
I
let go
assume
for a moment, and then you can
with
pick
my
it right
left
back up.
with my left hand, right? So I
Yeah.
like shake it off,
Not a
hold my
problem.
sword comfortably in one hand, still threatening him with it.
Okay, initiative
Oh,
roll.
I should have looked into like those one-handed. Wait, two-handed weapon. Does that give you +1 to damage or something?
It will give you +1 to damage if the weapon is normally wielded with one hand, or a bonus of 3 to your initiative speed if it's a two-handed weapon.
Well, crap. I should have gotten that. I was rushed. I didn't have time to think about it.
Roll me an initiative roll. Ooh,
9 again.
you go first by 1.
Now I'm upset that I didn't think of all those crazy combat and tactics hacks to rock this character aside from expertise. And I didn't leave any open slots.
No.
Another miss.
Uh-oh. Tyrus may not last too long after all. The man with the rapier stands before you, points the rapier at you, and says, "Fall to your knees and surrender, and we may spare your life." And kind of waits a half second to see what you do.
Now,
Okay.
gritting my teeth.
He
I've got my
steps
sword back in 2
forward
hands.
and plunges with his sword. AC 13, he stabs you for 3 points of damage.
I die. Does my yeah?
Okay. You're down?
I'm at 0.
Okay. The world fades to black as you crumble to the ground. This would be the
Did we ever
perfect time for a
decide?
break.
We just came back from break.
I know, it's
Take a
unfortunate.
quick break or another group.
No, we can't take a quick break.
We never decided what my lay on hands does. Not that it particularly matters at this point. Well, maybe it does. Did we decide it's caused 2 damage?
How would you feel about replacing lay on hands with the simple cause fear ability?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'd rather have that than cause 2 damage with a shitty roll to hit.
Yeah. We'll say it's cause fear, and then for every level, they get their saving throw at -1. Does that
Sure.
work?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know that it particularly matters because I didn't actually do any. I mean, I don't know what the laws are like in this place.
Well, you wake
But
up
I probably
in a dungeon. In a dank, dirty, disgusting dungeon. You can barely see. Light shines in just through the cracks in not the crack, this high placed window. Your hands are bound behind your back. You are gagged. Your wound on your side has been treated. What did you get to negative something?
I was at 0.
0 exactly?
0 exactly.
Oh. Okay, so this is that same day then. This is a few hours later. You're on that like between 0 and 1. You're like in and out of consciousness. Your hands are tied behind your back. You are gagged. You're sitting in a dirty jail cell by yourself. You notice the other cells have people in them. No one seems to be paying you too much heed. There's a pile of hay that you're kind of stacked against. And then you fall unconscious. You wake up again. It must be nighttime because there's no light whatsoever. You hear low murmurings and whisperings of other people in the jail cells beside you. And then you lose consciousness again. You finally regain consciousness. It's probably early morning or something because you can hear the seagulls cawing, and there's just a little bit of light trickling in.
Oops, sorry.
You can hear the oceans crashing, the waves crashing against the cliffs and against the beaches. So you must be somewhere near the edge of town, or near the. You're definitely not in the middle of town. I guess is what
Am
I'm
I
trying
at
to
the
say.
keep? Did I fast forward to the keep? What is my 1 HP or 0 HP?
You are at 1 HP.
I think I lay on my back and I start singing, echoing through the prison and the cells.
What do you sing?
Some vague ballad to Verasi, maybe. My dark mistress, she waits across the sea. Da, da, except for Tyrus is a much better singer than I.
Is he
And
Oh, he is a
he
proficient
bellows
singer.
he bellows the halls of this prison, if you will. There's
All
nothing
right.
incriminating about the song, but it's singing about a dark-haired lover across the sea.
Okay. Um, you are gagged, so you're like singing through your
Okay,
gag.
so I'm.
A few moments after you start singing, a guard comes down. He is wearing the same hoplite armor, but he doesn't have a spear. He's just got a short sword at his side. And he comes over and kicks your jail cell and says, "Shut up! You're not in here for your
I
singing, but you might as well be."
I turn over and look him in the eyes as I continue to sing.
Why, you dirty swine. He fumbles for some keys, opens the jail cell door, comes in, and
And
aims a kick at you.
I'll can we roll initiative?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and activate my newly found cause fear ability.
Please give me an initiative roll. Cause fear would be 3 for initiative. Alright, he comes over and kicks you. Wait, does he? No, he rolls a natural 1 on his kick. So he goes to kick you, but kicks a stone that's like a floor stone that's been like slightly misplaced. So he just stubs his toe on it badly and hops up and down, holding his sandaled foot, screaming, "Motherfucking Jesus!" like screaming in
Does he let
pain.
go of the sword, or did he never? He never had his sword in his hand.
He's got his sword at his side. He didn't draw it. He was just going to kick you in the ribs.
All right. So I stand up, still gagged, towering over him, still singing. But I stare him in the eyes, my cold blue eyes streaming from greasy black hair.
He's still hopping around on one foot and eventually puts his foot down.
Does he get like a saving throw?
Oh, sorry. That's your in context cue to cause fear, isn't it? Saving throw versus petrification, is it?
Yes, I thought it was paralyzation, poison, death magic.
Yes.
But, this is just we just made up this ability, so.
I think fear saves are petrification.
Oh, you might be right. You might be right.
I think fear saves are petrification.
Yeah, go with that.
Paralyzation.
They're all about the same for his first level fighter or whatever.
And his is a fail then. He puts his foot down, terror overcoming him. His eyes go wide. There were jeers and hoots from the other prisoners, and now those all have gone quiet. And actually, it's replaced with whispers and horror as you can hear the scrapings of people pushing to get as far away from you as possible. This guy stands well.
Does everyone flee, or does everyone try to flee, or just this guy? Just
the other. I don't think it's single target. I think. What is the cause fear spell?
It's a single target.
Okay, well, yeah, then it is single target.
The level 1 free spell is one target, and yeah.
Okay, so his eyes go wide, and he starts to backpedal, limping on his foot, reaching for the gate as he tries to get out of your cell.
Yeah, I would like to try and get his short sword. I don't know if
your hands are tied behind your back currently.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Yes.
So then I will try and chase him down out of his cell.
Okay, let's roll initiative. Initiative modifiers.
1d4 rounds is what the base is. RD10 plus 3, I guess. Yikes, not good.
Okay. He goes to back out of the cell, and fumbles with his keys as he like gets to the edge of the thing, starts to shut the gate. You can't act, but it's not like he gets to run 120 yards while you stand in place.
So
That's
he leaves the gate open, right?
no, he's trying to back out of the gate, like slowly, like walking backwards, reaching for
Okay.
the gate and trying to shut it. But I'm gonna say you can't act, but you can clearly like walk towards him, even on his round.
So I think he'll have to like do like an opposed strength checks or something to try and shut the door in my
Yeah.
face. Maybe I get a penalty because I'm bound.
So he goes to slam the
Actually,
gate shut. How would you like to?
The text of the spell says he moves as far away from me as he can, as fast as he can. I think is something along those lines.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if he bothers.
No, then he doesn't even do that. He stares at you, steps backwards a few bits,
Yeah,
and then just
pauses.
turns and runs, yelling as he flees out the gate.
Flee and panic at maximum movement speed is the text.
He does flee. The other people in the jail who had gone quiet when your kind of intimidating fear presence came out, they weren't feared by it, but they could still feel the change in the atmosphere. As the guard flees, they go back to woo, and there's applause, and there's people shaking the gates and the jail cells and kicking everything.
I step out of my cell and look down the hall.
To your right is down further into the jail. There's a few more cells that way. To your left, there are 2 cells on your left, and then the staircase that leads up from the dungeons. Directly across from you is just a solid stone wall. So again, if we look at the bottom part of the map,
yeah,
I
casually walk towards the stone wall, towards the end of the dungeon, stretching and feeling my bindings, and inspecting the jail.
If you look at the bottom right of the map, we have the jail cell.
Can you just say how
out.
terrible of an idea it was to have 2 maps on the same map or something like that?
No, this is beautiful. I fucked it up last time because I didn't. I was so what? Okay, the way that I do the overlays is I have one version of the map in Firefox that I broadcast to chat, and then another version of the map in Chrome that I use to like move around. So that way, if I want to look at a different layer without showing the layer to chat, I can like move around and do different things. And so I was drawing on the Chrome layer without having readjusted where the Firefox layer was looking.
Oh.
Okay, so this is your cell, the one with the circle in it. So there's 2 cells to your right, plus the cell at the end of the hall, and 2 cells to your left.
So I guess I'm approaching. Okay, so I turn and I walk toward the cell at the end of the hall.
Towards this cell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anyone in it?
There is.
Slash.
There is.
What are my bindings like?
Your bindings are simple cloth, like a strip of cloth that has been used to tie your hands. I think an open doors check would rip it free, but you'd only get one of those. The person in the end of the cell is chained to the wall. Like his arms are chained up high, his legs are chained down low. He's fairly gaunt and withered at this point. You can see his ribs, and his head is hung as if he's unconscious or dead.
So I've taken a few steps towards that, and I'm going to go ahead and take that gamble, that open doors, and no.
Nope.
Unless we're doing high. No, yeah, it's got to be low, right?
Yeah, gotta be low.
Below an 8 is what I was looking for.
Okay,
so I strain against it.
You can't quite rip them.
I pace a little bit.
The people in the jail cells say, "Let us out! Let us out!"
I look for something sharp to try and cut my my rope on. Maybe a jagged rock on the floor, or a bar that's out of position, like a rusty point on one of the jail cell bars. I'm looking around for something sharp.
Yeah, you can find an edge of something that, like the locking mechanism that sticks out of the out of the jail cell door.
Yeah,
It's got a
and that is
sharp
probably
corner on it. It's not like a sharp corner, but it's like a 90-degree iron corner. You can try and.
yeah, but it's like rough.
So
Yeah,
go ahead and continue
rough
making
forged
open.
iron. They probably didn't bother to polish it, so it's going to be kind of abrasive.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me another open doors check with a bonus of 2, and then you can just keep making those until you free your
Okay,
hands.
so
But it'll
so this
take
is the
1 round
second minute.
each.
Um, I'm looking for a 10 now. It's basically it.
Yeah.
So it's 2 minutes, and I'm trying to wear through the.
At the end of that round, you hear footsteps coming down the staircase. Go ahead and take the next round as you will.
I'll make one last attempt to break the bindings.
Boom!
Ooh, right on the money.
You
they break.
Sever the bindings. You can free your mouth in the same round if you please.
Yeah, so I quickly shake the bindings off, remove my mouth, and begin to sing.
You hear heavy footsteps coming down.
Waits across the sea.
And coming down the staircase is a large man. A very large man. He's about 6'3", 350 pounds.
Lady across the sea.
He's got a large wooden club with iron nails, like rusted iron nails sticking out of it, that he holds in one hand, pats gently against his other hand before, the part without the nails, he's patting on his other hand. And goes, "I hear a prisoner's escaped. Well, it's time for you to meet Grudge."
My lady, she's there.
He looks at you at the end of the hall and says, "Prisoner, I'm giving you one chance to get back in your cell." Lord Jacob is authorized. Okay. He stands here. So you're walking towards him, also walking back towards yourself, and he says, "Lord Jacob has authorized me to prevent any prisoners from fleeing. He was not specific as to how, nor does he care if you die in the process."
It was your guard that I saw fleeing. What did you do to prevent him?
He grunts but says nothing else. You have now reached your jail cell. Do you enter it?
This guy was how tall and how many pounds?
He's like 6'3", 350 pounds. He's like the big jailer.
Fat too, though.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
I calmly step back into my jail cell and shut the bar behind me.
"That's disappointing," he says.
My lady! And I start screaming in a metal version.
You shut the jail cell, so he puts his club on the ground, reaches around, grabs some keys, and goes up to lock the jail cell again.
I try and brush his hand with mine as he locks the door. And I channel all of the hatred and malice inside of me through my hands. And just spread a little bit of the taint on them. I don't know how I cause diseases, but...
Oh.
You don't want to know where these fingers have been.
Okay.
Neil, just imagine for a second that you are 100% immune to all diseases, all natural diseases. Just think of the things that you would do. Just nonchalantly, just not even care.
I don't think I would do that many things differently, Ryan. I don't...
Really?
What would you do differently?
I mean, unless you have a regard for other people's health, which really, I don't imagine an evil paladin having. You don't have to worry about like washing your hands anymore or like touching something gross.
You can have terrible personal hygiene and not worry about it.
Yeah, you put your fingers anywhere without thinking twice about it.
Okay.
Probably all your other appendages.
So
Does,
you
I don't.
you
Is that all I need to imbue someone with a disease? Is a touch?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
So
I
you touch
rub my
him.
hand across. Yeah, I touch his hand. I would
He
imagine within a few days, some boils will be sprouting up where those fingers
he
met his hand.
slaps at your hands as you touch him, but locks the jail cell, picks up his cudgel,
Okay.
and says, "You better shut up now. I don't want to hear any more of your horrible
Your
song."
lady, she waits across the sea.
He walks down to the end of the jail, and he walks down here, and you hear him say, "Pass me that bucket." And then he comes back to you and just tosses a bucket of someone else's urine and feces through the jail cell onto you.
See, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. He
I could
chuckles
drink
and
from that bucket and it would nourish me.
he chuckles and says, "That ought to shut you up for a while." And then picks up his cudgel and leaves. You may not be diseased by this, but you are covered in like 2-day old piss and shit bucket.
Yuck. Chat says roll to hit a riot.
It's an AoE attack. Everything in the jail cell gets splashed with it.
All right, I sit back down and heal. I am probably willing to wait up to a week to get back to full HP, but I will harass anyone that comes to tend to me.
Okay. How much damage did you do to the guy with the rapier?
I hit him once for, I think, 5 points of damage.
Let's scroll up. Where is Ryan's 2d4 roll? 4 points of damage. Okay.
Okay, 4
So
points of
4 days later.
So am I at 5 HP?
Yes.
Have they been feeding me and watering me or what?
Yes. It's not great. It's enough that you can heal at 1 HP per day, but
I'm a fucking paladin. I can heal at 1 HP per day no matter what, right?
I think if you didn't have food or water, I would prevent you from
okay,
healing.
You're right. But even if I'm diseased,
yeah. So
filthy shit.
after 4 more days, down comes Mr. Big Jailer again, which happens from time to time, but with him comes 2 of the town guards with their breastplates and leather skirts, and they leave their long spears outside because they won't actually fit down here very well, but they have short swords. You notice they carry manacles with them. And
Have they bothered to rebind my hands or my mouth in the last few days? Okay. So I've been regaling the jail with my songs.
They come down, and the big jailer says, "All right, turn around, put your backs to the bars. We're going to bind your hands and take you out for your trial. Lord Jacob's finally back in town, and the person that you assaulted in the streets is fully recovered, so we can stand witness against you for your crimes."
I calmly and nonchalantly do as I'm told.
Okay. The guys come up and they manacle your hands together. Then they open the gate. One of the hoplite guards walks in front of you. The jailer grabs your chains, just your hands by the chain between them. And then the other hoplite guard takes up the rear. And they march you up the stairs. You leave the dungeon for the first time in almost a week. Your eyes go... You have to squint your eyes against the ridiculously bright light outside. The sound of gulls and crashing waves reaches your ears once more. And the sounds of the town pick up as well. Not down by the sea. Where's Dock District? There we go. There we go. You are marched through the streets. Mind you, you got splashed with this piss and urine, and you've not bathed since then. So you smell awful.
You mean even more metal?
You smell terrible. And you notice that you are indeed still in town. You are being marched towards the north side of town. Kind of similar to that spot where you were looking at the island. But even further to the west than that, there is a small rise at the up there near a very steep cliff. There's a bunch of benches down below where it looks like a small crowd has gathered, and at the very top of the rise, you see a tallish man. He's about 6 feet tall. He's got sandy brown hair that's short cropped. He must be in his 40s, maybe his early 50s. At his side, he has a long sword. He's wearing a nice steel breastplate that has all sorts of bindings and not bindings. What do you call it? Markings and engravings on it, and just has a well-trimmed mustache. You get marched up this hill and sat down next to him on a little bench. You notice the rapier-wielding man who you had fought earlier is beside him as well. And as you get within 10 feet of this person who you assume is Lord Jacob, his face, which was very stoic and staring at you, begins to get a little bit of horror in his eyes as you approach, and he goes, "Who are
Fuck
you?"
It. Cause fear. I stare him down. let's see what happens. I wasn't planning on opening up with that, but if he's gonna be good enough to be repelled by my aura.
His eyes go wide. He goes, "Monster! Get rid of it!" And he runs along the coastline, down the hill on the other side. The rest of the people around start talking and panicking, looking back and forth.
I'm just realizing when I'm done. I'm manacled. Am I still held by the jailer, or was I?
No, he's still holding on to your chains.
Are there hoplites to my left and right still, or did they back up as I was presented to their liege
Yeah,
lord?
there's a bunch of guards standing about. There's about 4 of them, plus the rapiered man, plus just the general audience. The people are confused. The man with the rapier, his mouth just drops open as he watches Lord Jacob flee. The hoplites grab their spears and point them at you, but you haven't done anything, and they're confused as to what to do.
How can I stand trial if there is no judge?
There's kind of silence, and the jailer says, What did you do to him? Huh?" And he cuffs you in the back of the head for 1 temporary point of damage.
The fear will wear off in D4 rounds. Mm-hmm. Maybe that wasn't my best diplomatic move.
I don't think that was a diplomatic move at all. What do you do? People are standing around, very confused and bewildered.
Yeah. Do I see any bowmen real quick? I'm going to make an action.
You do not see any bowmen in sight.
Yeah. I'm going to try and slip free of the jailer. So I don't know if I need to wrench free.
You'd have to wrench free. It's an opposed strength check.
Yeah. Yeah. YOLO. I'll give it a tug.
Give it to me.
I don't have any. I'm trying to think. There's no paladin abilities that give you bonuses to ability checks. Ow, crap.
You tug.
So I struggled and nothing.
He holds fast. He holds fast and jerks you back towards him and says, "What did you do? Huh?"
I've done nothing. Save be assaulted in the street by this common brigand, and I nod towards the duelist.
The duelist draws
his... so that we may carry on with justice.
Let's give him. Let's see. Let me take a look over here at my table. Let's see. Morale check. Modifiers
I have
are...
a reaction adjusted 6.
But that doesn't
So
affect
that
morale. Does it that affect morale?
Oh, okay, no, hold on. Never mind. I've got a loyalty base of 6, which affects my dude's morale.
Yeah.
And then my reaction adjusted 6 um, is a bonus, I guess, on the on the encounter whatever table.
Okay.
The threatening, neutral, hostile, whatever.
11.
Cautious, neutral, friendly, threatening, hostile, or something like that.
11. Um. Okay. The man with the rapier stands there, half draws his rapier, and then slams it back in its sheath and runs off after Lord Jacob. The guards are unsure of what to do, and the jailer says, back to the cells with you, and drags you down the hill backwards, like just pulls you backwards down the hill. You can make a dex check to try and stay on your feet, but you're
No,
gonna
I go with him back to jail.
you get
That's
dragged on your butt and on your heels. They throw you back in the jail cell, leaving you manacled this time, where you spend the rest of the day. The next day, you are approached again by the jailer and 2 hoplites. Actually, not the next day. That night, you are approached by the jailer and 2 hoplites. They come to your cells nice and quiet-like, and open it without saying a word. Do you want to say or do anything?
I'm wondering. Could I have gotten my hands to the front of my body over the course of the day?
Yeah.
Okay. But and I imagine. I guess let's in this state in these for thoroughness. Let's roll a bend bars check.
Oh,
I doubt
please
that will
do.
be successful. I guess this will be against my manacles, and maybe even another. No, mine is like 8, 7 bend bars. And I struggle against. I bend the cage.
You do?
Yeah, I mean that's a success. That wasn't the manacles. That would have been me like yanking on the bars to the
Okay,
cell.
so during that day, before they show up, I'm going to say just in the evening,
I don't know if I can bust the lock open or.
you haven't been able to bust your own manacles open, but you found a bar that was a little bit wobbly, and you got your foot down against it, your shoulder against another bar, and you pushed and pushed and pushed until the bottom thing went peek and kicked out at an angle, wide enough that you could crawl through.
I had a premonition that they were coming for me tonight, or
You
maybe
did.
I just know that I pissed off the mayor.
You overheard them talking about you.
No, Verossi sent it to me in my dreams this afternoon.
Oh, that's good.
I scramble towards the door. The guards were the prisoners were shouting, "Let us out!" There's no way to open this. I mean, the cells all have keys, right?
They all have keys.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try bending bars on each of the cells.
No, I slink towards the door.
Okay.
It's the same day, correct? So I do not have use of my cause fear.
Correct. The door is up a flight of staircase. You've already been up here. You know the jail cell is about 10 feet underground. So you make it up the staircase.
And then was it like a lobby, or was it just out the staircase is to the street level?
There is a lobby. The lobby has another door that goes to your right. When you come up the staircase, there's a door to your right, and there is a small table with a couple of chairs around it where you had seen a deck of cards kind of splayed across the table as if someone had been playing before you bothered them.
Yeah. So before I open the door at the top of the stairs, I'm going to try and detect the presence of good creatures or monsters in the next room within 60 feet of me.
Okay.
Not that I necessarily expect like the regular guards to be good aligned.
You do not detect any good alignments. Well, within 60 feet?
Yeah.
You feel You can sense the goings of some very common, basic good folk on the outside of the. There's like 40 feet this direction, 20 feet like through this wall, and they're
Mm-hmm.
moving kind of as if they're just walking through the streets.
Yeah.
It's a very, very low level of goodness that's emanating from them. Kind of just like your typical townsfolk who is a law-abiding citizen that loves Martha and you know
Yeah.
all that
All
stuff.
right. So I quietly open the door at the top of the stairs with both of my hands because they're bound.
Okay.
If I could get a bastard sword in there, I could probably still grip it.
Um, give me a dexterity check at -5.
My dexterity 10. Nope.
Okay. You open the door, and as you do so, the two people from the table look up to see you opening the door, and we roll initiative. Ooh.
Oh, +3, so 6.
Okay, you go first.
Do I see any weapon that I could use as an improvised club within like immediate grabbing range?
You see two short swords sitting, just laying on the ground next to the two people at the table. It's like they didn't want to sit with their short swords attached to their belts. So they just took off their sword belts and dropped them on the floor. Do you have a short sword
Sure.
proficiency? You have a bastard
No,
sword and a dagger.
yeah, I was gonna look at the similarities. I don't know that they are actually. But
Bastard sword is pretty much the same thing as a long sword, except you can use it with two hands.
exactly the same thing.
It's a slashing weapon. Short swords are piercing. Dagger is piercing.
There are tables with the shit in the.
Yeah, I think you get a familiarity with short sword. I'm going to give you a penalty of 1 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I unsheathe. Damn, if I had that 2-weapon fighting, I'd get +1 to damage too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I will grab the hilt of one of those swords with both of my hands, unsheath it, and drive it down on this poor soul.
Give me a roll to hit.
High ground.
Yes.
This is sitting. Fuck. GG.
He actually gets a penalty of 2 to his AC because he's sitting. Or you get a +2 to hit him because he's sitting.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
All right.
matter.
You stab and miss. The other guard goes for...
I have to declare a second attack at the end. Yeah, okay.
Second guard grabs a short sword off the ground, goes to stab at you, but it's cumbersome and awkward. He's falling out of his chair. His drops his sheath. He stabs, and it's a wild miss. The one that you just attacked tries to tackle you, but that gives you an attack of opportunity at +4 against him.
18.
Ooh! You run him through with it. Give me a damage roll.
There was no high ground on that one, was there?
No. I wouldn't. No, he was up to his feet and trying to tackle you.
Okay.
So you hit him for 2. He stands. Oh, why did I? Okay, no, I didn't put that away. There we go.
He's trying to wrestle me.
Yeah.
Wrestle.
He fails. So not only do you stab him, but you stab him in a way that pushes him away from you, and he stumbles to the ground, completely missing. Give me an initiative roll.
I'm trying. Is short sword 3?
2. 3. 3.
Really?
3. 3. 3.
Yeah, I think dagger's 2.
Yeah.
Right. Ouch. 11.
Okay. The guy goes to no. He tried to tackle you. Stabbed him. He stands there, kind of arms at his sides, looking around, and then takes a moment and goes, "Help! Prisoner escape!" and starts shouting. Your turn. The guy with the short sword hasn't recovered from his botched attack and fumble yet. I mean, his AC is the same, but his initiative hasn't come up yet.
I'm attacking the one with the short sword.
Okay.
Is that a crit? They
That
have
does clear
armor.
by 5. Yes, that is a
They have
crit.
hoplite armor, or are they unarmored? They should have the.
No, these are prison guards. They don't have armor.
Okay.
Give me a damage roll.
Oh, so you said you did say crit,
A
right?
DC crit. Please roll another one.
9 points of
9.
damage.
You run him through the throat, and he collapses to the ground in a bloody heap.
Grinning, I look towards the other guard and I say, "You shouldn't have screamed."
Oh God, no! Please, please! And he backs into the jail cell and shuts the door behind him.
Wait, like he goes down the staircase.
He goes down the staircase and pulls the door shut.
All right, I'm looking for keys.
You see them on the body of the dead man.
I grab the keys. I don't. There's no like store and nothing. Nowhere where my equipment would be stored nearby.
There's a second door in this room.
Nah, we're doing Jailbreak 2.0. I take the keys off the belt and head back down the stairs.
You
no,
you head back
after.
down the stairs towards where the guy went.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to open the door and you find that the other guy's holding it shut. Please give me an opposed strength check to open it.
My hands are bound, so I am. Oh, I have keys, right?
You have keys.
So I guess I'll probably have to spend a minute unkeying, figuring out which key opens my manacles.
There's only 3 keys on the chain,
Yeah.
so it's pretty easy.
Yeah, but still, time's ticking. All right, so
You free your hands, manacles drop to the ground.
One hand, bashing door open with the other. God damn strength checks.
All right, you cannot wrench the door open. He's holding on to the other side. And
There's only one. There's one door out of this room, or
so no. Okay, so there's 3 doors out of the room. Here, let's.
One that I came out of, one that I was let out of, and one that I don't know.
So here's roughly the room. This is the top one is the door that leads outside. This bottom one here is the door that leads down to the jail. And then there's a door over here, which you're not sure where it goes. And there was a table here that had the chairs.
Is this directly outside the
Yes.
top door? Like sunlight and freedom.
Yes.
right.
This room
so
is
I
actually
just-
well lit with sunlight coming in through a few windows and stuff.
Yeah. So I failed my strength check.
Okay.
Should we roll initiative or
Please do. What are you doing this round?
I'm gonna try and tip the table and barricade that third door that I don't know where it goes.
Sorry, chat. I fucked it up again. But here's the situation. Down here goes towards the jail. Up here is outside. To the right, God knows what this is, and that's the table and chairs.
Okay. So 11 on my initiative.
Okay. Your turn comes up. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm gonna shove the table up against the third door.
This one on the side.
Yes.
Okay.
And I assume that's my whole turn. And then I'm going to try and get back down into jail.
Okay.
So I think it's
Hold
been
on.
like two rounds since the guy shouted for help.
Yep. Okay. Nothing else happens that round. We can actually step out of initiative order now. I'll just let you know when something happens. I'll keep an eye on the clock. What do you do?
Yeah, so I've got the third door barred, and I'm going to try and break down to the jail cell. So I think I'll every minute be rolling.
You can make me an opposed strength check. Hold on. There's 2 things. You can try and wrench because the door opens into the room that you're in. So you can try and pull it open, which is an opposed strength check, or you can do a bash down doors and try and break the door down with an open doors check. It's your call.
Break door, open doors.
Open doors?
Breaking the door off its hinges. So I'm going against him.
No, you're going with him because
Oh no,
he's
it's aimed with him. So maybe I should get a bonus, but I'll just roll it. It's pass. Oh, I should have done it the other way, but
But it doesn't matter. If you add the 8 to it, then it becomes that way. So you give
I
it a nice
bash the door
steady
off its
kick.
hinges.
The door tumbles down, breaking partway in the middle. You see the guy tumble down a staircase. Please give me a d6 damage for his falling damage down a staircase. Actually, he should get a dex check. Hold on.
6. So yeah,
He
what
passes his
was
dex check, actually. He catches himself, takes no damage. But he does tumble down the staircase, safe and sound.
right? Initiative again as I leap upon him.
Yes. The jail cell is crowded with people cheering and jeering and shouting. He gets to his feet, and he is going to try and pry off. You lose the sight of him for a moment as he goes back past where, because you're going down the thing and you don't have line of sight to the entire cell. But he just disappears towards the back of the jail.
All right. I open the door, or if it needs to be opened, or is it just is the door like tumbled down?
The door's like off its hinge and kind of cracked in the middle. It's awkward to get through, but you can just push it aside and walk down.
All right. I start stepping down the stairs, short sword in hand.
Okay. You see him in the half light by your jail cell trying to yank on the bar that you broke off from the bottom. And he's trying to pull it off of the wall with just completely hopelessly tugging on this iron bar. And his eyes go big as he sees you approach. He drops to his knees, puts his hands over his head, and says, "Please, please don't kill me."
Brothers and sisters of Varasi, witness this historic moment. The first, well, maybe the second, sacrifice on this brave new land.
No, I swear I'll do whatever you want. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
May your blood be spilled for the new mother.
He puts his hands up to block the oncoming blow.
Yeah, I utterly whiff.
He rolls to the side and scrambles back further and further into the jail. The other prisoners laugh at you for your miss. They taunt you with jeers.
Laughing at him. They're laughing at him.
No. They're laughing at you. They jeer at you and taunt you. Oh, you can't hit the guy who's on his knees. You fight like a girl.
Right,
do you squat to pee? Ha ha ha.
Do you want me to roll?
Just roll another hit. No, you don't need to roll initiative. He's okay. This time you come up and just plunge the sword through him. Please roll. No, you don't. You stab at him.
I hit him once before, but yeah.
Oh, that's right, but I've already subtracted that damage. So he puts his hands up to ward off the blow, and you slice deeply through his forearm. He lets out a scream of pain, and this time launches himself at you. You get an attack of opportunity at +4, and you had better kill him, because otherwise he's going to gnaw your feet off. He's going to be Biter. He's the new
4.
Biter.
13.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
-1.
12 is still a hit. Roll for damage. You better roll a 3 or better, or he's going to bite your ankles. Okay.
4. Yes. And I pull him in close. It was inevitable. Your slow and bloody death. And I pull the blade out and let his innards spill upon the floor.
He drops to the ground, and there's a gushing sound as blood flows out of him and soaks the floor. The other prisoners are shaking the bars very loudly and shouting, "Let us out! Free us! Free us! For Varasi!"
For Varasi! And my bellowing voice echoes throughout the cells as I go down the row and unlock everyone.
Okay. As soon as you unlock the first one, which one is the first one you unlock, actually?
Whichever one is closest to me. So it's probably the middle one. So.
It's either this one or this one, because the guy died in this back corner. He had shoveled himself all the way back.
Okay, yeah. So I start with the guy who's chained to the rack.
Okay. Do you? He's just chained to the wall. Do you
so I start by unchaining him. I open his door. No, okay. I open his door and then I don't unchain him yet, and then I go down, starting at the back.
Okay. As you open the door, the people just start flooding out immediately. Running up the stairs.
So I go down the line, I unlock every cell, and then I go to the chained man in the back.
Okay, he's chained to the wall. He lifts his head to look at you, and you see weariness
And
and exhaustion, but a glimmer of hope in his eyes.
sweet freedom awaits.
He nods slowly.
Lady Lady Love smiles upon you, and I undo each of his manacles.
He opens his mouth and
And
hisses at you. You can't
I,
see in the light, but you can definitely hear that he's had his tongue cut out.
all right, I help him down from the chains. Is he able to stand on his own feet?
He he's very weak. He needs help to stand on his feet.
How much does he weigh?
80 pounds. He's very emaciated.
I hoist him on my shoulder, and I trudge down the hall with this emaciated slave on one shoulder and a short sword in the other. I am lightly encumbered, so that is that's not bad. It's not bad. So yeah, I'm at movement rate 9, no penalties. 80 pounds.
He's yeah. He's like 5'6", badly
Right. So I go to
emaciated.
the top of the staircase,
Okay.
and up to the next floor.
Yep. You get up to the next floor.
And is there any sign of the prisoners? Have they like spread out?
Yeah, I mean, no. By this point, they've all spread out into the streets. You can hear the shrieks and cries of people in the streets as the clear prisoners have busted out from the jail cell.
Yeah. I set this guy down in a chair and slide the table out of the way, and short sword in hand, proceed to open this third door.
Okay, you open the third door, and you find your armor, your weapon, as well as a few other trinkets of various other people who have been captured. It's a very small room. It's like a 5x5 room.
All of my stuff.
All your stuff is there.
Bastard sword, studded leather, a shield.
Anything that was yours
Shield
is
probably
there.
got dropped in the streets. Or they probably didn't bring the shield back, or did they?
No,
The shield was
everything is
tossed
here.
aside in the battle. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Clothes, water skin, and the map.
There's also yeah.
Stuffed
So
in actually, that was probably stuffed in my pocket, so I don't know if they even would have.
they
found
would have
it.
taken anything off of you that was of value, shoved it in your just dropped it with all your other gear. Notably, all of your coins are gone. You have no money.
I only had 2 gold coins.
Okay.
Those were in my pocket.
The emaciated man picks up a series of pouches and a bag, ties the pouches around his waist, throws the bag over his shoulder very, very slowly and gingerly.
Do I see anything of value amongst the stuff? I look curiously. I'm surprised that he even got out of his chair.
No, it's pretty much just your stuff and his stuff. There's a few other things here. There's a couple of daggers, a club, some other small trinkets that are pretty much worthless.
Come, you look strong enough to walk. I say, I take the time to pull on my armor.
Okay. He walks back into the other room and starts drinking from the glasses of ale that were on the table where the guys were playing cards.
If I keep the short sword, I'm encumbered. So I discard the short sword.
Okay.
Take a swig of ale as well, and open the door to the street.
Okay. He is able to move mostly under his own power at this point. Like he's leaning on you if you let him, but stumbling.
I give him a sideways look when he does, but do not object. And
Okay.
I peer in the street side to side.
You walk out into the streets. The area around you is actually fairly deserted, but you hear the shouts and the cries of the townsfolk in kind of a panic. And you see to your left there is a dead child. Next to that is a dead man. And yeah. To your left is the docks. To your right is towards the center of town. What would you like to do?
Docks.
Docks.
I'm going to steal a rowboat. So I pick up the little man I don't know. I don't hurl him, but I like get my arm under him and sort of hurry him along as best I can.
Okay. You hurry with him.
And to the docks.
All right, let's
Probably
go to
just
the.
grabbing the first boat I see.
Sure, and let's take a break here. We'll be
Final
back
break.
with our last segment of Dicing with Death. This surprisingly exciting campaign today. And we'll see you guys on the other side. Bye bye.